everyone. Hey, thanks for joining me today on today's Lunch Alert. Hey, I want to speak to you today about offense. Have you ever been offended? Have you been offended today? You know, I think this is one of the big things that hinder people from living the abundant life that God has for them, being offended. Jesus said in Luke 17:1, it is impossible that offenses may come. In other words, he's saying it is impossible for you to live this life without having an opportunity to be offended. But it says this, woe be to the person who it came through. In other words, we shouldn't be the person running around offending people. But I want to draw close attention to the word offense. The word offense in that text, Luke 17:1, is scandalon. Scandalon. And we get the word scandalous and scandals and all that from that Greek word. Now get this, that word scandalon, it was actually in the Greek culture, the scandalon was actually the part where whenever they would set a trap for an animal, they would put a piece of meat or whatever might lure that animal in, that they would place it on the scandalon. That was the part of the trap where all that was set. Now, I think it's interesting because that word means to set a trap. Do you realize that every time an offense comes towards you or you have the opportunity to be offended, it's as if the devil is setting a trap for you? Listen to what 2 Timothy 2:24 says. And the servant of the Lord, this is what Paul told Timothy, and the servant of the Lord must not be quarrelsome, but be gentle to all, and able to teach, patient in humility, correcting those who are in opposition, if God would perhaps grant them repentance. Listen to this. It says, so that they may know the truth and that they may come to their senses and escape the snare of the devil, having been taken captive by him to do his will. Every time you fall into a place where you're offended, do you realize that the devil has just set a trap for you and you have taken the bait? You've taken the bait and you're running after it. Hey, listen, you need to break off offenses. Let me tell you, there are two types of people. Those that have a reason to be offended and those that have no reason to be offended. There are some people I find they're offended, but they're offended for no reason. Let me tell you, those are the type of people, they need to hear truth. They need to hear truth about their situation, truth about their circumstances, and we just have to pray for them that they would receive that. Then there are other people who've actually been done wrong. People have actually done them wrong. And what do you do in that situation? Well, you first and foremost got to understand it is your responsibility to forgive. You have to forgive. Listen, there are going to be 1,000 times on this planet that you will be offended. But listen, you got to forget that. Forgive and move on. Forgive and forget. So listen, not only that, you need to do what 1 Peter 5:7 says. 1 Peter 5:7 says, cast your care upon the Lord, for he cares for you. All right, so listen, there are two types of people. Those that have a right to be offended and those that have no right to be offended. People that are offended for no reason, they need to hear truth. They need to hear why they shouldn't be offended. But then on the other hand, people that are offended for a just cause, maybe that someone stole something from them, maybe someone gave them an attitude, maybe, whatever the reason might be. Listen, you have to forgive folks. Maybe the person that offended you just had a bad day. Maybe they're just on one of those mood swings. Listen, you're going to have to forgive them. And second and foremost, I believe you have to cast that care upon the Lord. Say, Lord, I lay them into your hands. I'm not going to be offended. I'm not going to be taking the bait of the enemy today. I refuse to allow the devil to put me in a place of offense today. I forgive them. I cast my care upon you. You've seen what they did. You're just going to have to handle that situation. Well, hey, I pray this has been a blessing to you today. God bless you. We love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.